Este é o interior do Volkswagen ID Polo. Acaba de ser revelado e vamos começar 2026 no interior daquele que é o novo modelo 100% elétrico da Volkswagen e o mais recente modelo da família ID, que vê chegar ao mercado este ano dois modelos para além deste, o ID Cross e também o ID Polo, mas na versão GTI, mais lá para o final do ano vai ser revelado e vamos poder ver tudo aqui também no canal do YouTube da Razão Automóvel. Nos próximos minutos, o que é que vos vou mostrar? Tudo sobre o interior deste carro, como é que funciona esta nova abordagem da Volkswagen ao interior dos seus carros modernos e também vamos ouvir o diretor de design da Volkswagen a falar das decisões que foram tomadas para voltar, por exemplo, a colocar no interior de um Volkswagen botões físicos. Imaginem só, parece que voltei para trás no tempo e estou a ver uma espécie de mistura entre retro e futurismo dentro deste Volkswagen ID Polo. Mas todos estes detalhes vamos poder revelá-los nos próximos minutos. Fiquem desse lado. Se ainda não o fizeram, subscrevam o canal porque faz todo sentido entrarem em 2026 a subscrever o canal do YouTube da Razão Automóvel. No final deste vídeo há uma entrevista com o diretor de design da Volkswagen.
Your name again?
Diogo.
Diogo.
Perfeito.
Diogo.
Perfeito. Foi responsável por criar modelos como a primeira geração do Tiguan e a sétima geração do Golf. Passou pela Audi e pela Bentley. Voltou para a Volkswagen para a fazer regressar às origens. Mas primeiro vamos ver e conhecer tudo sobre o interior do novo Volkswagen ID Polo. A vida nova para os interiores da Volkswagen. Regressaram os botões físicos aos modelos da família ID e parece que daqui para a frente a Volkswagen não vai voltar atrás. Esta nova direção do departamento de design da Volkswagen, liderado por Andreas Mindt há 3 anos, decidiu mudar por completo o interior dos automóveis e torná-los mais familiares com aquilo que nós conhecíamos do passado e menos futuristas, porque os clientes queixaram-se, a Volkswagen ouviu e, ao que parece, o compromisso foi este. Por exemplo, um volante multifunções, imaginem só com botões verdadeiros, onde os botões do lado direito operam também as funções que estão do lado direito do painel de instrumentos. E os botões do lado esquerdo operam as funções que estão do lado esquerdo do painel de instrumentos. E eu sei que isto parece ser algo até ridículo dizer, mas durante algum tempo os construtores, e a Volkswagen está incluída nesse leque de construtores que o fez, mudaram tudo o que havia para mudar no interior dos carros e tornaram a sua utilização bastante confusa, principalmente nestes modelos 100% elétricos, que não bastava serem 100% elétricos, tinham também de ser diferentes em tudo. E nós aqui na Razão Automóvel fomos sempre uns críticos bastante acérrimos desta forma de olhar para o interior dos automóveis. E imaginem só, a Volkswagen ouviu-nos a nós, ouviu os seus clientes, ouviu todos aqueles que disseram não pode ser assim e decidiram mudar. Agora temos botões físicos generosos, fáceis de utilizar durante a condução, para as funções mais comuns de utilizar também do sistema de ventilação e de ar-condicionado. Uma solução simples para uma necessidade básica. É esse o princípio dos interiores dos Volkswagen ID do futuro, que começam aqui com este ID Polo a ganhar forma. Temos um painel de instrumentos de 10 polegadas, 100% digital, que pode levar um mapa a toda a dimensão e que tem informação que foi completamente reajustada face àquilo que encontramos no ID3, no ID4 ou no ID5, que na minha opinião sempre tiveram um painel de instrumentos muito pobre, com pouca informação e os clientes também se queixaram e a Volkswagen disse não, na próxima geração dos modelos da família ID é assim que vão ser os painéis de instrumentos, com informação suficiente, com bastante possibilidade de personalização. É possível colocar estes ecrãs em modo retro, basta clicar num botão e tudo muda. Ficamos com um painel de instrumentos que é similar a um Volkswagen Golf de primeira geração. Muito giro, e isto de facto é um trabalho da equipa de design que deve ter sido muito divertido de fazer e até o sistema de infoentretenimento muda. E muda ao ponto de o mapa agora ter um aspecto de papel, como se estivessem a olhar para um mapa em papel dos antigos. O rádio ou o que tiverem a tocar no vosso Apple Music aparece numa cassete, ou seja, tudo a fazer lembrar outros tempos. É uma forma engraçada de utilizar estes painéis, que na verdade são extremamente personalizáveis. E eu acredito que num futuro próximo vamos ver mais exercícios por parte da Volkswagen, porque esta abordagem não foi tímida, mas parece-me que se vai repetir. No que toca ao sistema de infoentretenimento, mudou bastante para ser mais fácil de utilizar durante a condução. E, efetivamente, agora tem cores diferentes, mais sóbrias. A Volkswagen a querer dar ao interior dos seus carros também um aspecto mais maduro e não tão de novidade, de 100% elétrico, e não estarem tão excitados por terem carros elétricos nas mãos, mas carros que têm sistemas de infoentretenimento para serem utilizados enquanto estamos a conduzir, enquanto estamos a conviver com um produto que é para isso mesmo que serve, para ser conduzido. E por isso levou à criação de menus novos, redesenhados, com informação fácil de ler, para que também durante a condução esta operação fosse o mais simples possível. No que toca a materiais, esta é uma versão topo de gama do ID Polo, por isso tudo aquilo que nós vemos aqui é naturalmente o melhor que o ID Polo consegue oferecer. Mas segundo a Volkswagen, mesmo as versões de acesso vão ter tecido nas portas e um pouco por todo lado para dar ao interior deste carro um aspecto diferenciado face à sua concorrência. Mas acima de tudo face aos modelos que dentro do próprio grupo Volkswagen competem com este ID Polo. Por isso, a Volkswagen a querer voltar a colocar-se no centro das marcas do grupo Volkswagen como o melhor preço-qualidade, oferecer um produto generalista, mas acima da média. Não é um produto mais barato, com qualidade, como nós encontramos, por exemplo, na Skoda, não é um produto a apontar mais um segmento premium e diferente, como encontramos na Cupra, é sim o meio termo. E se no meio está a virtude, então muito provavelmente é aí que a Volkswagen poderá encontrar mesmo o local de onde nunca deveria ter saído. Espaços de arrumação também não faltam, as portas têm espaços generosos, temos também um espaço para carregar o nosso smartphone ou para simplesmente o pousar e podemos inclusivamente colocá-lo numa posição à vertical. Eu acredito que não seja para consultar durante a condução, porque isso seria altamente perigoso, mas para ele ficar aqui numa posição bastante direita. O comando do volume do rádio continua aqui físico e também um botão que permite alternar entre as faixas ou as rádios disponíveis, por isso não mexeram em nada naquilo que é a gênese destes sistemas e acho muito bem, não mexam nisto porque isto é fundamental. Temos dois porta-copos e depois temos um apoio de braços que é bastante generoso. É o maior apoio de braços com o maior espaço também interior, alguma vez colocado num Volkswagen Polo. Olhando para o tablier, temos materiais com boa qualidade no topo do tablier, mas também nesta parte inferior. Por isso houve uma preocupação em dotar o interior de uma experiência diferenciada. E não é aquele material aborrachado que nós sempre encontramos na Volkswagen. Isso foi substituído por tecido. Não sei o que é que vocês acham. Eu gosto mais assim, acho mais acolhedor, mas aquele material suave ao toque, meio aborrachado, que sempre caracterizou o interior dos Volkswagen, parece que está a desaparecer. Pelo menos no tablier, porque no topo das portas nós temos material que sim é plástico, mas é duro. Mas ainda assim na parte de baixo há muito tecido para dar mais conforto ao interior. Não sei o que é que vocês acham, eu gosto do interior deste carro, acho que do ponto de vista dos materiais a utilização é bastante inteligente, o carro sente-se que é melhor do que simplesmente um generalista, está uns furos acima e também é isso que é importante quando entramos no Volkswagen, pelo menos é isso que eu gosto de sentir, um carro que me dá qualidade e não é um carro simplesmente que tem 4 rodas, um volante e um ecrã e nada mais. E acho que este caminho de dotar os carros com melhores atributos é um caminho que a Volkswagen deve seguir. Eu estou entusiasmado, nota-se, não nota-se? Também é o meu primeiro vídeo do ano, é normal que eu esteja entusiasmado. Deixem um comentário, o que é que acham do interior deste Volkswagen ID Polo? Gostam ou não gostam? Quero saber a vossa opinião. E agora quero ver qual é que é o espaço ali atrás, porque ainda não me sentei. Espaço para as pernas. Este banco está regulado para a minha altura, eu meço 1,81 m e está na posição mais baixa que é possível colocar. Em primeiro lugar, vejo logo que consigo colocar muito bem os pés debaixo do banco dianteiro. Isto é um ponto positivo. E depois tem bom espaço para os joelhos, o que significa que se o condutor tiver mais de 1,80 m, vocês vão conseguir estar sentados aqui atrás, se forem também um adulto da minha estatura. E, por falar em altura, tem um bom espaço para a cabeça. Por isso, do ponto de vista do espaço nos bancos traseiros, este ID Polo leva nota alta. Estamos a falar de um carro de segmento B, não estamos a falar de um carro que seja propriamente de um segmento familiar. É um segmento de um carro compacto para a cidade, com muito espaço no interior. O fundo é totalmente plano e isto é uma vantagem desta plataforma MEB Plus, e temos ainda duas portas USB-C para carregarmos dispositivos móveis, o que significa que durante a viagem os tablets e os smartphones garantidamente vão estar carregados. De resto, é um carro extremamente confortável, com um teto panorâmico que, não vindo até cá atrás, tem uma dimensão generosa e que tem muito bom espaço no interior, muito agradável e, sem dúvida que, na minha opinião, é um dos grandes atributos deste modelo. E para terminar, tenho que vos falar desta bagageira. Não vos posso mostrar nada do exterior, por isso é que estamos com este plano em que eu não estou a mostrar nada que não pudesse mostrar do exterior do ID Polo. A bagageira tem 435 litros de capacidade. É maior do que a bagageira de um Volkswagen Golf e muito maior do que a bagageira de um Volkswagen Polo a combustão. É uma das vantagens desta plataforma pensada para modelos 100% elétricos deste segmento. Nos próximos meses vamos ver o carro totalmente desvendado aqui na Razão Automóvel e vamos poder testá-lo também na sua forma final. Espero que estejam desse lado para acompanhar tudo isso. Quanto a mim, despeço-me, um abraço e até à próxima. Não se vão já embora, porque nos próximos minutos há uma conversa com Andreas Mindt, responsável pelo design da Volkswagen. É quem está a liderar esta mudança de rumo no estilo da marca alemã. So Andreas, this is like coming back to another era and tuning it for the future.
Yes.
Because I see buttons, I see stuff that I thought that I will never see again in a car.
No, we found out after customer surveys what we have to deliver. And customers, they want the touch and feel of the main functions. And this is what we bring back in the switchback here. And it's on the first touch, you can reach what you want. And that's mega important. Yeah, or we have the four window lower switches.
I criticized a lot that the rear activation for the rear windows. This is much more easier to live with.
And it's so logic, you know.
Hats off for you coming. It's not nothing new. Actually, when you were doing the presentation, I laughed when you said you have a wheel and the left buttons are for the left functions, and the right buttons are for the right.
Right for the right.
So, did you think that along the way, the industry, and this is not only a Volkswagen thing, this is overall.
Exactly.
Did it lost its way of building cars and making life easier to their customers? Was not the goal.
You know what? I think there are sometimes trends. Everybody's following without questioning. Or there are hypes. It's like a hype. Or everybody's saying we have to go this way, and then maybe it's not the right thing to do, because maybe there's a difference between a phone and a car. We are sitting in a car, it's not a phone, you know, and maybe the function is a little bit different than a phone. And I believe in this, you know, and now with some logic changes, and this is not going backwards, we never have been there. You know, there are so much functions in here that we never had before. And so we just bring it together, you know, to make it easy to understand for the people. You know, the right side is the right on the screen, and the left on the left. You know, it sounds simple, but it makes a lot of difference.
So, it's almost 3 years since you are at Volkswagen as head of design.
Yes.
And this is quite a short time to launch a car.
It is. It was done in a very short time. But I was very lucky come in the right moment, you know, because we had the show car that we presented in March 23, and the feedback was amazing. The people really were looking for something like this. So I had a lot of tailwind inside the company to say, come on now, we have to turn the show car into production car now as much as we can. And that's the result. And I believe it's even better. You know, especially here in the interior, it's softer, it's more cozy, you know, it's this modern living room feeling that was not really there in the show car, but now in the production car we have it.
So being a designer, it's different now than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because the industry changed a lot.
Yes,
Everything is
yes.
very fast now.
Yes, yes.
How does a company like
Yeah.
a big company, super big company like Volkswagen,
Yeah.
have the ability and the agility to
Yeah.
allow you to do this in such a short time? What was your secret?
Actually, you need to be flexible. Yeah, here and there, you have to make a compromise to be that fast. Yeah, for instance, the cabin of the car was finished already. The front screen, the side window barrel was there, and we haven't touched it. So all the skeleton was there. We never touched it, but we did somehow like a quick reskin inside the process, and that was the trick to accelerate that. And now we have a collaboration with our joint ventures in China. We do a lot of stuff together with them, and it was all done in half the time that we know now. But in China we have the advantage that we have the time difference. So when the Chinese working, we are sleeping, and the other way around. So we can work on a project 24 hours, and that is speeding up an amazing time frame. This is really amazing. It's a lot of fun as well, because you see the project growing and it gets finalized, and the time to market is shorter. That means from sketch to production is so much shorter, then it's more actual. It has more relevance because of this. I really love that short time.
You say a car is not a smartphone, but I can see that some things we have here are very similar to the way we can live with our smartphone, the way we can customize everything we do. So, for example, the retro thing, like the cluster with the retro graphics, and also the retro graphics in the map, like paper. This is and the whole cassette player. So, what were you thinking about when you developed this? This was like a sandbox for your designers to play with.
Absolutely, because when you get a more powerful digital system, let's say, you can use it. Yeah, you can play around with this, and this playfulness is another thing we wanted to deliver when we say let's get the secret sauce in there. Yeah? It could be a sense of humor. This is not serious at all. Yeah, when you have the cassette turning, it has no sense at all. Yeah?
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick, yeah, but it's fun. You can play with this. It's a twinkle in the eye. It's not really serious, and we use this as a sandbox, as you say. Yeah, we are little kids, and we have fun with this, And let's not take it too serious. Let's play with this. And what was fun here in the cover drive? We had a lot of journalists. They found out this. They adjusted this to this setup, and they left it like this. It's really amazing. And there's a lot of functionality with it, when you look in the cluster, instrument cluster from the 90s or 80s or whatever, it's very clear and not so bad designed.
No, and you have a lot of details like range and the percentage of battery left.
Yeah.
But also, this is not like a blank sheet. You need also to be aware of mandatory stuff, right?
Mandatory stuff, exactly right. There are some things like warning signs and that you have to deliver in a certain way because there's a law for it and so on, and there's a certain contrast, certain brightness. So it's not all free. You have to deliver that. It needs to be safe and secure. Anything, the whole interaction concept, but you can play with some other graphical elements. And this is what we do. And you can do anything you want to, and we are dreaming about personalization that you put in your favorite football club or something, or graphics of that or whatever, it should be possible.
About what can be possible, this is it, or we can expect that maybe in the future you'll be continuing to developing this kind of interactions.
Yeah, what you see here is a flashlight on what we can deliver now best. But in the future, we move on, and you will be surprised. I'm really, really looking forward. We have a lot of ideas, and I can't wait to show to you.
I expect to see that cluster in a classic GTI form in the future, maybe.
Could be, yes, when we do a GTI. Now,
yeah, at the end of next year.
Yes.
And about the cabin. Yeah. So, what were your main concerns drawing this?
Yeah, first of all, we said stability, is important for the customer, feel safe, and you have this horizontal connection here. It runs from door to door, strong bar. It's not going up and down. It's straight. It's clean, and it's. We have a lack of this plastic feeling. It goes away. Of course, the material is similar to this, but it has a different feeling. Yeah, it starts with a soft padded area on top, and then we have a high class hard trim area, and then soft padded on the lower and on the knee pad here on the center console.
Your knees, they are always touching this soft.
Always touching soft material, that you have the feeling you sit in a comfortable room. Yeah, like a modern, comfortable living room. That was our aim. Yeah, and it's bright and uplifting, and you like to sit in there. And I always say, just imagine you have a Monday morning, it's cold and raining or whatever, and you feel like being in a nice place. It's like you go to a holiday situation, with the seashell trim we have on the hard trim. It's really a different thing, to get you in a different mood. Yeah, and even if the world outside is really dark and cold or whatever, you feel nice and comfortable inside. And this is what we want to give the customer. This beautiful moment inside. Yeah.
This approach to these solid shapes and tension lines, like this coming back to the codes of the true Volkswagen brand.
Yeah. Exactly.
We are going to see these in the next models.
Yes, absolutely. This is only the starting point, what we have here. We said it should be stable, likable, and then the secret sauce. And stable and likable is what is mandatory as well. We want to deliver this in all the portfolio. And next year, you see some proof of that. Yeah, we did show the ID Cross concept, for instance, was the first step into a production version of that. And that is delivering actually the same value, but a different design. Yeah.
The secret sauce you talk about.
Yeah.
It's a secret sauce, but in fact, it is an old recipe that you improved.
Yeah, actually, yes. For instance, the sense of humor, like you see here with the cassette playing. Yeah, this is not serious. This is a little bit of humor. Let's say the German way.
Well, German way of humor.
They're not famous. They're not famous for this. But it's like in the Golf GTI, for instance, you have the golf ball in the middle.
Yes, you do.
It was a joke, as a starting point. But now it became really strong and beautiful element. And when you see later then the GTI version of this one, we have no gearbox anymore. So what to do with this? And we'll bring it back on the center cap on the wheel. So you will have it 4 times the golf ball. So we are looking for this, and we are always searching for a little bit of fun. Yeah? And for instance, you have a Easter egg here on the dashboard. When you open the door, on one side you have the silhouette of the car in the city, and on the other side,
going to the beach.
Going to the beach. What I explained earlier. So we have this kind of hidden little things that bring a little bit of joy to your life. Yeah, that's the intention. And then of course the quality, better quality that you expect. What you have, the switch pack or the material of the fabric, or at least the certain sportiness. Yeah, it's always very easy to explain when I talk about the GTI. When we have a couple of months later the GTI version, you will discover a lot of sportiness in the main construction.
Is it possible to design a car today without looking into the past? Or?
No, I would say you should know about your past. You should know what was there, what was successful, what was not successful. And then to pick and select the best you did in other times. Yeah? And when we developed the Golf Mark 7, for instance, when I was first at Volkswagen, we really had a look on the best elements of all the Golf generations and put them together in a modern form. And that is, I believe, building up a brand. Yeah, how to build up a brand.
And that's a very successful model.
Yes. Golf Mark 7 was really, the simple basic shape of the Golf Mark 4, the additional wheel arches of Golf Mark 4. We had the strong C-post from the Golf Mark 1. and some clarity from Golf Mark 1. So it's a nice combination of the best elements of the Golf history. Yeah, and this is how you build a brand. And I believe you should know about that to build up the brand. And it becomes more and more important because when we go to electric cars, the mechanical character is less than before. Yeah, in the past we had six-cylinder boxer,
of course,
inline six.
Five-cylinder in other brands in the group, also in the I mean.
Yeah, and now in the electric engine, I know there are differences, but it's.
You don't have a Karpovic exhaust.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah, that's
so
right. Yeah.
So how do you keep the attention of those who are seeking a car? So
yeah, this is the secret sauce. I'm saying, this is why you should use this to make a difference. To make a difference to others, to build a brand.
It's only about secret sauce, but also about, for example, we are looking into buttons. This is a very simple. It seems simple, but maybe it's not that simple. But is it about safety also?
Yes. Safety, because when it's always the same. When the switch for the hazard is in the middle of the car, very prominent, that you find it on the first glance and you switch it on. You don't have to search it in the rooftop or somewhere.
And it's faster.
Yes.
For
faster.
The human being to go to a button, physical button, than to go to a screen.
Exactly, because on the screen you always have to search it. And when the physical, the volume, for instance, here, the round one here, is always the same and stays the same. So after a while, you know where it is. You don't have to look for this. So you look on the street and you touch it and feel it, and you don't have to look there. You look on the street and your view stays there, and then your hand can or fingers can feel it and do it, and then you don't need to see it, and on the screen you have to search it, and this is what you don't have.
I have the same opinion about rear view mirrors that are digital. I think it's not as fast as looking into an actual mirror.
Yes, there's a delay, let's say. There's sometimes a delay. You're right, the physical sometimes is better, but you can enhance this. In the future we will have some ideas to enhance it, to give you, to mix it, to mix the analog and the digital world. For instance, you can make, you have headrest in the rear. When you look at the analog, you see the headrest. But actually when you make a mix, you can take away the headrest. You have a better view actually, and you can do a mix if you want. It could be a screen which is partly mirror, partly screen. So actually you can mix analog and digital world, and that is an advantage. You can. But
always driver centric. So it never, when you are developing, never forgetting this is actually a product to be driven.
Yes, and we really analyze the situation, we really analyze the mistakes, and then we react on this. And I think this is somehow a communication between our customers and ourselves, to react on this, like a dialogue. A dialogue is important, and a customer survey is kind of a dialogue, and then you have to listen to this for the moment and try to understand how to improve it. And this is what we have done.
Last question. How about the future? How do you see the evolution of the cars in the next decades or 2 decades?
In decades, this is a very interesting question, because when we really jump further, when you have a full self-driving mode, let's say, when you have this, you can build a complete different car. When the steering wheel goes out, then you can change and have wonderful things,
But then you are not talking about driving, you're talking about being driven.
Then you're driven, then you live in a different world. Then you live in a very interesting cabin, maybe just like a pavilion or like a bungalow, or like that is moving around. Maybe your home becomes a mobile home, because you can be anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter, because you can sleep while the thing is bringing you somewhere. So,
but you don't see it as science fiction.
It's possible. It's nothing is science fiction, but just imagine your life could change completely. When it doesn't matter where you are, it's a completely different life. You can be in the mountains, next day you can be on the beach, next day you are in the middle of the city. But actually you can, while traveling there, you can do whatever you want to, whatever. So it's a lot of freedom and a lot of choices and a lot of mobility, which is could be fantastic. Your life can change a lot.
But for the next 20 years, do you still see yourself drawing cars and designing cars with the steering wheel, of course?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there is going to be a time, in the first step, we had the transformation between the ICE and the electric cars. Now we are going to the smart cars. And what is the highest level of smart car? Where is it going to? Is it a certain device, which is delivering you certain stuff? I can imagine everything, for instance, when you go to Porsche and ask them, they say they are driver-centric. So it's not a user experience, it's a driver experience. And this is a different approach, which is really nice. And maybe you can do it on purpose to say, I have a driver's car, this and that segment or model is more a driver's car and the other is more to be driven or to move to wherever you need to be.
Well, let's see. Maybe in 20 or 30 years we can have this conversation again.
You were asking for decades,
Decades.
I was thinking,
decades maybe it's a little bit very far, yeah.
But I promise you, it's going to be interesting. The years to come, they are changing more than the years in the past.
Well, in 30 or 40 years, I'll be quite old. So maybe...
Me too.
Maybe if the car drives me, well, I don't care.
If the car's driving, it's never angry, never drunk, never in a bad mood, it's always, it could be good or bad, whatever, and it's like all the technology, you can use it for good things or bad things, you can, but as a designer, I'm always curious and I'm always optimistic and I'm always looking forward. I want to learn about it, I want to embrace it, I want to find out whether it's good for you or not.
And always looking into the archives, not forgetting what was back there.
I'm happy to do that. I'm very interested in history. I really love that and all the conversation around it. And I love to spend time in a museum. I just love it, and I think there's so much inspiration there to be found.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.